Hi, I'm Patrick Krupka, founder of MyDisasterPlan.com. I've got Dave Sims with me here, kind of partner in crime. He's my project manager, right-hand man, makes all this stuff look easy for me.
Well, thank you.
Today, on today's episode, we're going through some signal mirrors and some improvised reflective signal devices. How about that? They're cheap things you can use as signal mirrors. I'm going to talk about which ones we're using, what we expect to have happen, then we're going to go do a short-range demonstration and a long-range demonstration, and then come back and talk about them a little bit more and talk about our experience in using them. Something about signal mirrors, a lot of people that are outdoorsmen or outdoors people carry signal mirrors with them. They're small, they're lightweight, they're great signaling devices, but you never ever use them, right? Nobody practices with them. It takes two people, you have to get at a distance. So we actually did that for you, and we're gonna break down what we experienced so that you can go out and practice with yours, and maybe we'll shorten the learning curve for you a little bit. The first one we're gonna use, and we're gonna go in the same order in all of our demonstrations. So if you're fast forwarding, you'll be able to figure out where we are here. Not that you would fast forward through any of our videos. This is from a company called Adventure Medical Kits. Any of you that have used their medical kits know that they make great quality stuff. This is probably the smallest of the mirrors we're using, very lightweight. It's actually, there's no way you're going to see this here, I don't think, but it's actually fairly thick compared to the rest of these, multi-layered. And if you look on the back, they actually give instructions, and none of the rest of these have instructions. And personally, I thought instructions for a signal mirror, seriously, but it made a big difference for me, and it did for Dave. This one you can also tell, probably more so on the back, it's got a little non-reflective spot in the middle of this that you can see through. I'm going to call that an aiming hole. They don't really call it anything, so if they're marketing people get upset, I'm sorry. They didn't name it, so I did. But this allows you to actually see where the reflection from this mirror is hitting and aim it wherever you want it. We didn't think that was going to be all that important until we used them, so we'll talk about that. The next one is from a company called Coglins. Oh, I should mention, on this one, in between $9 and $10 at REI a couple of days ago. This is early July 2009. Same time, this one was roughly $3?
$3.50.
$3 and change, okay? Much bigger surface area than the Adventure Medical Kits one is, so it'll be interesting to see if that translates into better performance. Both of these have a lanyard hole on them. This one is in the middle on the top. This one is upper corner here, but no instructions on the back. We'll see if that makes a difference later. Then we're using a regular full-sized audio CD. I have these in my truck. Lots of other people do too in their cars. If you're stuck in a situation where you have to flee your vehicle and you have to end up signaling for help, this may be something you can grab on the way out. We'll see if it works worth anything, but one of our improvised devices. This one is a mini CD. Now, I've gotten these several times as marketing things. One came with my printer. Can't say I've ever really done anything with it other than what we're doing today. So we'll see how it works for that. And then we've got an empty spot here. There's a fifth device that we're going to use that lots of people walk around with every day, but we're going to wait until after the demonstration to tell you what that one is. We'll see how it works. So the next thing we're going to do is go off into the field, so to speak, do our demonstration, long and short range I think we're planning to do, and then we'll come back and talk about it and let you know how things went. So we'll see you after this. All right, we're ready for our next shot now. I'm up on top of the roof of a 6-story office building. We're in Northwest Houston, early July. Stupid time to be on an office building. It's about, I don't know, 120 degrees up here. We do have a little bit of a breeze, which is great for me, but it keeps knocking the camera over. My project manager, Dave, is way across the street there, off in the tree line, and we'll zoom in, you'll see him in a minute. But he's roughly 3/10 of a mile away, maybe a little bit more than that. Now he's going to signal us with the mirrors and the different makeshift devices that we just showed you earlier, and we're going to see what we can see through the camera. We're going to deal with a couple technical issues, but hopefully we'll be able to give you a pretty good idea of how well these work at a pretty good distance like that. So stick with us, we'll see what we can see. Okay, we're rerunning the Adventure Medical Kits one. We're actually going to rerun several of these, because we're finding that without the camera zoomed in enough, it's still hard to see some of these. Now, we're getting really good flashes from the Adventure Medical Kits one. I'm going to zoom out, get a few more flashes from it. There you go. Excellent. Now, Dave, if you want to move on to the Coglins again, I'm going to zoom in about halfway. We'll let you do the Coglins again and see if we can get a better sense of the difference between these. Yeah, not seeing it just yet. There we go. Excellent. Good. Now if you can move on to the full-size CD again. Good. Now he's working with a full-size CD. Now remember, there's no aiming ability on this, so it takes a second. There was one. Good. We're getting a couple more. Let me hold the camera because it's getting windy. Good. Okay, I think we got a couple out of that one. Now we can move on to the mini CD, which, as we've found, doesn't do much, but we'll see if when we're half zoomed in, if you can kind of see more of what it does. I may zoom in a little farther on this one. Whoa. Sorry, camera's moving. Give the wind a second to die down here. Okay, go ahead and do the mini one again, Dave. The camera moved and I had to step in. Okay, you can go on from the mini CD and go to the iPod. It didn't do anything. Okay, I'm going to zoom in again a little bit. Okay, we're getting little sparkles from the iPod. I haven't seen a good big flash yet, so I'll give them just, there's one. Good, let's see if we can get one more out of it. Yeah, we're getting a couple small ones. Okay, let me zoom back out. All right, we're going to give Dave a break and let him come back in. I think we've got enough footage that we can put that together. And we'll go on to the next shot. See you in a minute.